Imagine a warm, sunny day where a kind woman named Emily meets a man in a smart uniform. She thinks he is just a friendly chauffeur hired for the day, and they share little talks and laughs as he drives her around town. But soon, little clues hint that he might be someone very different, a mysterious billionaire with a gentle heart who secretly admires her kindness. As days go by, funny misunderstandings give way to deep feelings, and both find that true love often begins with a mistake. This is a story about how a simple error opened the door to a love more wonderful than either ever imagined. Before we start the story, leave a comment to let us know where you're watching from. Like and subscribe to support our community. Your support means a lot to us. Now, enjoy the story as we continue. In the little town of Maple Grove, where the streets were lined with bright flowers and friendly neighbors, lived a gentle and kind woman named Emily. Every morning, Emily woke up with the sun, feeling happy about the possibilities of the day ahead. She loved taking walks in the park and greeting everyone she met with a warm smile. One bright and breezy afternoon, Emily received an invitation to a special party at a large mansion on the hill. It was a celebration filled with music, laughter, and delicious treats. Emily was excited but also a little nervous. She did not know many people at these grand events, but she believed that every person held a kind heart just waiting to be discovered. When Emily arrived at the mansion, she noticed a tall, smart man wearing a neat uniform next to a shiny car. His cap was perfectly set, and his eyes sparkled in the light. Believing he was there simply as the chauffeur to drive her around, Emily felt at ease. After all, a kind smile and gentle manner made anyone seem like a friend. They exchanged a few words as they prepared for the ride. "Good afternoon, miss," he said in a soft, respectful tone. "I'm at your service." Emily replied, "Thank you. It's so nice to meet someone so kind. I always feel safe when I travel with someone who smiles like you do." That moment began a day that was full of surprises, where every turn led to new feelings and unexpected connections. As the car gently pulled away from the grand entrance, the wheels turning smoothly along the paved road, neither of them knew that something beautiful was about to begin. Emily chatted freely about her love for small things, bright morning dew, the chirping birds, and even the gentle hum of the engine. Meanwhile, the man listened with calm interest, his heart quietly stirring with emotions he had kept hidden for a long time. The soft light of the afternoon bathed them in a warm glow, and the car ride felt like a moving bubble of happiness. Emily's laughter, like the sound of little bells, filled the car. In that magical moment, a kind connection blossomed, a connection that would soon change both their lives forever. After that fateful ride from the party, Emily found herself thinking about the gentleman again and again. Each time she saw a smiling face in the town, she remembered how warm his eyes were and how kindly he had spoken to her. In her heart, she believed that even if his uniform said, "Chauffeur," he had a story far richer than words could tell. Every day, as she walked through Maple Grove, Emily saw signs that seemed to whisper of fate. There were moments when she nearly bumped into the man in unexpected places, at the corner shop, by the park bench, and even at the old oak tree behind her house. And every time, his gentle nod and soft hello made her heart skip. One particular day, as the sun was setting in a blaze of orange and pink, Emily found herself waiting at a small bus stop near the town center. Lost in her thoughts, she wondered if she might ever discover the full story of the kind man who had touched her heart. Just then, the familiar car pulled up, and there he was, standing with a polite smile, as if he knew exactly how to brighten her moment. They talked about simple things, the sweet scent of the jasmine in the garden, the dreams of children playing outside, and the little joys that made every day special. Although Emily still believed him to be merely the chauffeur, his responses carried a depth that made her wonder if there was more to him than met the eye. Throughout this chapter, as the days turned slowly into nights, the unspoken connection grew stronger. Every kind word, every shared laugh, and every small gesture became stitches in the tapestry of their growing friendship. Alexander, though Emily only knew him as the kind driver, held back a secret that was wrapped in layers of riches and responsibility. Yet with each ride and every conversation, his true character shone more brightly than any title ever could. As time passed, Emily and Alexander, still known only as the friendly chauffeur in Emily's eyes, continued to share many days filled with laughter and small adventures. It seemed that every morning had a spark of magic, an unexpected turn, a kind smile, or a moment of shared wonder beneath a starlit sky. One Saturday morning, Emily had an errand to run near the town's busy market. Just as she was about to leave her small but cozy cottage, there was a soft knock at the door. Standing there was Alexander, dressed in his uniform, with a bouquet of wild daisies held gently in his hand. "For you," he said softly, his eyes twinkling with a secret joy. Emily's cheeks turned a shade of pink as she accepted the simple gift, feeling that something truly special was unfolding. In the heart of the bustling market, the pair wandered among stalls filled with fresh fruits and fragrant spices. Emily's delight was evident in every step. She chatted with the vendors, sampled small treats, and occasionally glanced sideways at Alexander, thankful for his silent support and caring presence. All the while, a gentle mystery hovered in the air. How could a man so kind appear both ordinary and extraordinary? The day was filled with funny small confusions. At one point, a friendly local mistook Alexander for a long-lost cousin visiting from afar, and everyone burst into laughter, including Emily, who joined in with pure, childlike joy. These moments of light-hearted humor only made their bond stronger and reminded them that life was best lived with a smile and an open heart. During a quiet moment on a park bench under a large, sheltering tree, Emily shared stories of her childhood dreams and the adventures she had always imagined. Alexander listened intently, his expression soft and empathetic. Though he never spoke much about himself, his silent attentiveness was enough to let her know that her words were cherished. In that moment, under the gentle rustling of leaves, the first fragile bud of a deep affection began to bloom. One day, as Emily was tidying up her small garden filled with marigolds and sunflowers, she noticed something odd. On the marble table in her front yard lay a tiny, gleaming object, a golden cufflink embossed with a family crest. For a moment, her heart skipped. The cufflink looked very expensive, and Emily wondered, could it be that the kind man who has been so present in my life is not just a simple chauffeur? The next few days were a mix of wonder and worry for Emily. Every time she caught a glimpse of Alexander's uniform, the memory of that unexpected token would make her pause. She began noticing other little signs, a finely embroidered handkerchief here, a glimpse of a sparkly car in the driveway there. Her warm heart began to wonder about the truth behind her beloved driver. Alexander, for his part, noticed Emily's change in behavior. He saw the puzzled look in her eyes and the gentle frowns that now appeared when she thought no one was watching. Inside, he was caught in a storm of emotions. He had hoped to let their growing friendship blossom naturally, but now, with each new clue, the truth nudged closer to the surface. One cool evening, as the sky turned from orange to deep blue, they sat in a quiet corner of the local park. The soft glow of street lamps played on their faces. Emily broke the silence, her voice trembling a little. "Alexander, can I ask you something?" she began hesitantly. "Sometimes I see things, little things that make me wonder if you might be someone very different from what I thought." Alexander looked into her kind eyes and realized that this was the moment of truth, a moment when a secret long hidden could either hurt or heal. His heart pounded as he faced the choice of coming clean. With a soft sigh and a careful smile, he said, "There is something I need to tell you, Emily. I have not always been exactly what you think." His voice was gentle, and though the truth might be surprising, his tone was warm and reassuring. The confession that evening changed everything. In a calm, quiet voice, Alexander explained to Emily that he was not merely a chauffeur but a businessman, a billionaire who had inherited a great fortune. However, he had chosen to live quietly, away from the loud glare of public attention. He had always believed that true character was shown in the small, everyday moments. That was why he had chosen to work in a humble way for a time, so he could experience life and meet genuine, kind souls. Emily's eyes grew wide, and a quiet blush spread across her cheeks. For a moment, she felt both astonished and a little embarrassed. "So, I was wrong?" she asked softly. Instead of anger or disappointment, Alexander's eyes shone with warmth and understanding. "No, dear Emily," he said reassuringly. "What matters is the kindness you see in me, not the title on a business card." In that honest moment, Emily realized that her mistake was not an error at all. It was the beginning of something pure. Alexander's secret did not change the way he treated her. Instead, it deepened the sense of wonder in their relationship. The man who had always been polite, gentle, and full of unexpected laughter was the same now, whether he drove a fancy car or an ordinary one. They spent the rest of the evening talking under the stars. Alexander explained why he had chosen a life of quiet service, and Emily admitted how much she valued the simple kindness that had brought them together. Their conversation was like a soft melody, each word reinforcing that love does not depend on. In the days that followed Alexander's confession, the little town of Maple Grove seemed even more magical. The crisp autumn air carried the scent of falling leaves and new hopes. Emily and Alexander decided that they would start their journey afresh, without titles, without secrets, only with the promise of honest friendship and the potential for love. They planned simple outings, quiet walks by the river where the water giggled over smooth stones, picnics under the warm sun with freshly baked bread and fruits, and evenings filled with soft laughter at the local cafe. Each day, as they met in the park or strolled down the flower-lined streets, their bond grew stronger. They learned about each other's childhood dreams, the stories that made them laugh, and the small pains that taught them how to be brave. Even though there were occasional whispers in town and knowing glances from neighbors, both Emily and Alexander found courage in each other's support. They discovered that when hearts are honest and souls are kind, nothing can stand in the way of true connection. Alexander began to share more about his life. He told her stories of boardroom battles and long nights at the office, but also of quiet moments spent reading old letters and walking in nature. Emily listened intently, feeling that every word made him more human and lovable. She, in return, shared her own dreams of opening a little bookstore where children and adults could come to read stories and enjoy warm tea. No love story is complete without its moments of challenge. As Emily and Alexander grew closer, they also faced questions from those around them. Some people in Maple Grove whispered about the unlikely pairing of a simple, kind woman and a man with a secret fortune. The local newspaper even ran a small article hinting at the mysterious businessman in disguise. Although these challenges could have driven a wedge between them, instead they became opportunities for Emily and Alexander to stand together. One cool winter evening, as the wind howled softly through the bare trees, Emily had a moment of doubt. "Alexander," she said quietly, sitting by a crackling fireplace at a friend's gathering, "do you think people will ever understand us? What if they only see our differences?" Alexander reached out and took her hand. "Emily, love is like a warm light in the dark. When the winds of doubt blow, let our light shine even brighter. I cherish you for who you are, not for what others expect me to be." His words filled her with gentle courage. In that moment, she realized that every challenge was just another step in their shared journey. They both began to take small actions that spoke louder than any gossip. Emily organized a community storytelling day, inviting neighbors of all ages to share tales of love and adventure. Alexander, using his influence quietly, helped fund local projects that brought the community together. Their joint efforts soon transformed whispers of criticism into applause for a couple who reminded everyone that love is about heart, not wealth or status. Together, they faced misunderstandings and prejudices with a simple truth: the best relationships are built on trust, kindness, and respect for each other's inner light. With every obstacle, their love grew deeper and more resilient, a testimony that sometimes the best surprises in life come in unexpected packages. Spring arrived in Maple Grove with blossoms that painted the town in pastel colors. The transformation of nature mirrored the change in Emily and Alexander's lives. No longer shrouded in uncertainty, their love had come into the open, a love celebrated quietly at first, then boldly in front of all who cared. To mark their new beginning, the town held a celebration in the central square. Bright bunting hung from lampposts and tables were filled with fresh, home-baked treats. Family, friends, and even a few curious neighbors gathered together to honor a couple whose story was as inspiring as it was unexpected. At the heart of the celebration, in front of a lovingly decorated cake and under a banner that read, "Love knows no labels," Alexander and Emily stood side by side. With genuine smiles, they told the gathered crowd the full story of how a small mistake had led to the discovery of something extraordinarily real. They recounted the laughter, the moments of quiet understanding, and even the challenges that made their bond so unbreakable. The people of Maple Grove cheered, not for a man's wealth or a woman's status, but for the clear, shining truth that kindness and honesty can bridge any gap. In that moment, under a sky full of soft, twinkling stars, Emily and Alexander pledged to walk life's path hand in hand, a promise that love, in its purest form, triumphs over every obstacle. Months turned into years, and the memory of that day in the town square remained a beacon of hope. Emily and Alexander built a life filled with simple pleasures: morning walks, story sessions with local children, and evenings where the two sat together, quietly thankful for the twist of fate that had brought them together. Their home became a small haven, a place where everyone could come and feel the warmth of true kindness. The little bookstore that Emily had dreamed of opened its doors soon after, and Alexander helped fund a community center where neighbors met to share their lives and dreams. In every corner of Maple Grove, the story of the woman who mistook a man for his uniform and the billionaire who fell deeply in love was told with affection and admiration. In quiet moments, as the sun set in brilliant hues of pink and gold, both Emily and Alexander would look back on that first meeting with gentle wonder. They understood that life is full of surprises and that sometimes a small mistake can lead to a journey of growth, compassion, and ultimately, extraordinary love. Hey there, story lovers! If you want to add a little more magic, adventure, and heartwarming moments to your day, make sure you subscribe to the Daily Stories channel on YouTube. Join our community of dreamers and seekers of inspiration. Hit that subscribe button and tap the bell icon so you never miss our new story every single day.